Yo, what's good? Y'all know me. I'm 5. Yo, the most wanted drivers in New York, bro, are in this video. Like, bro, like straight from here, you know what you gotta do? Just go to NYPD and just be like, yo, bro, look, I got the footage, the evidence. Like, you don't gotta go nowhere to find me. Like, I'm literally right here, gang. Stop asking why I got a button-up t-shirt, bro. This is the first thing I found in my closet. Anyways, let's see. Tommy G made this video. Easy, Tiger.
Hey. How many police chases
Nigga,
do you
they
think
was
you've
shook.
30, I think.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how wanted would you say you are?
Probably a 10. Nobody's more wanted than me.
I wasn't lying when I said these guys are wanted.
Yo, that's wow. How does it even tap in with these people, bro?
Hello, folks. I'm Tommy G. I'm here with the most wanted
Like,
drivers in New York.
if you think about it, right? Can the police not just come to this nigga and say, yo, we need the footage or you're gonna go to jail and remove this guy's, like, thing? Isn't it that easy? Hey, I'm Squeeze Benz.
Yeah,
I think, bro, I literally saw, I think Academics posted something about this guy the other day. I think he got booked. Probably right after this video.
Swim team, you already
Nigga in
know
a
what's going
Lambo?
on. I love NYPD. Swim team, the dream team.
So buckle up, folks. This is going to be a wild ride. One day in the safety of my home in Milwaukee, I started to get
Buckle up.
bombarded by DMs imploring me to explore these two drivers named Squeeze Benz and Where's 981. When I looked at their pages, their driving shocked
Oh
me.
shit, the
I would describe
huss.
their videos
The
as daring,
huss.
dangerous, and reckless. I'm fascinated by the human desire to push limits and go against the grain. I'm fascinated by the daredevils and outlaws of the world. Young men in particular love to do this in a variety of ways. Evel Knievel shot himself out of a cannon, Philip Petit tightrope walked across the Twin Towers, Alex Honnold climbed up cliffs without a rope, and fighter Darren Till cut weight until he went blind. The question that comes to
So
mind
that's
when you look at
crazy.
this
There's people
behavior
really
is
like
what
you willing to
compels
do
someone
whatever.
push
Like,
themselves to such
I mean, you only got
lengths,
one
and
life,
risk
so
injury or
you
when look
might
at
as
this
well.
behavior is what compels someone to push themselves to such lengths and risk injury or death. In today's video, we investigate this daredevil behavior in the form of reckless drivers who are causing outrage and fascination across New York.
Police tried to pull over a car on West 38th Street and 7th Avenue. The driver sped off, slamming into cars, driving on the sidewalk, and even hitting a dining shed.
But there's a twist in the story, because these guys don't just risk their own necks in the stunts, they also risk the lives of innocent pedestrians and the law enforcement that chases them. These
Yo,
guys
bro, I ain't
regularly-
gonna lie, bro. If I'm running down with my groceries, bro, and I see a fucking 8,000-pound car just on its way to just destroy my entire self, I don't even know, bro. I don't even know what I would do. I might as well just hang it up, because why the fuck is this happening to me, bro? Why am I taking so many L's, bro?
go on police chases
At that
and
point.
evade police helicopters. Today, we interview them face to face and talk morality, ethics, danger, and their motivation for their behavior. Let's
Type
dive
shit.
in and go boots on the ground. This documentary is purely for educational purposes. We want to stress that the behavior depicted in this video is dangerous, illegal, and should never be imitated. And remember, it only takes one bad crash to ruin your life or someone else's. Please drive responsibly. Thank you.
Two with the F87. Table for two of my carbone in my section.
We wanted to know how everyday people felt about this kind of driving. We had some extra time to kill at the New
Nigga,
York
the Beamer.
airport, so I went around showing people videos of Squeeze Benz and Where's 981 driving. Here's what they had to say about it. What do you think of that?
Yo, but where do they even get these cars?
It's a bit dangerous. Was everyone else at risk?
He's probably going 120, 130 right now. See how there's some close calls?
I feel like he thinks he's in a video game. That stuff pisses me off. So I got kids that are on those roads too. When that guy hits one of my kids, he'll say, I don't know what happened.
I could tell this guy a million times, hey, you're gonna kill somebody on the road. He's gonna do it anyways. What do you think about that?
It makes me mad. I get it. All kids, they're bred to do that, right? But it's irresponsible.
If I told you
Nah,
that
yeah,
this guy's
facts.
gotten
Like,
away from not
cause that
only
even, like, if it's
multiple-
just you that's dying, it's like, whatever. Like, he did that shit. Like, it's not even that bad. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, it's still bad, but it's like that's kind of what you was looking for in the first place. But then you're trying to kill other people. It's like, bro,
police,
like,
but also
that's when I
helicopters.
really like, damn. Then they had the whole NYPD helicopter on them.
What's your
Had to be
reaction on
there.
that?
I believe it. I just feel like it's really selfish. I feel like he should get his license taken away for some period of time and probably have to go through safe driving class.
You think this piece? This is a Chick-fil-A thing that I got that day. But you think this little thing, right? Oh my god. I gotta take it away. I can't drive no more. Oh my god. bro, like, do you really think this thing is gonna change anything, bro? Like, bro, that nigga needs to be incarcerated. Taking his license away not gonna do shit. He just don't grab the wheel and turn on the car.
Victims of people
I
that
think it
drive
should
like
be
him.
commensurate with like attempted manslaughter or something like. I mean,
Yeah.
that's in effect
Yeah.
you're putting people at risk intentionally when you go a certain speed over the speed limit.
If
Okay,
you were
Matthew.
his mother or father, what would you tell him?
That he's a selfish idiot.
Bob.
One of these days, somebody is gonna get in his way, and that person's gonna end up dead, or many people are gonna end up dead. And if he ends up dead, that's his consequence for what he does. But nobody else deserves to have that kind of risk. It's no different
Yeah, that's
than
what I just said.
someone who's really drunk getting behind the wheel of a car and driving when they have no control. I mean, your car is actually like a weapon of mass destruction. It has to be handled with care.
Worse than being drunk and getting behind the wheel, because you're actively making the choice to put other people's lives at risk.
The steepest price that gets paid is not the person driving the car. I mean, someone's going to end up dying, and that'll be that.
That can ruin hundreds of people's lives. Like if a kid in a school were to die, everybody in the school
It's a
would be
ripple
mourning
effect.
for that one person.
Yeah, and it's like everything changes.
Not safe at all.
If he hits somebody, do you think it should be manslaughter or first degree?
I say manslaughter because you know what you're doing. Like you're just driving crazy. Like
What would you tell him if you could say
Yo.
something to him?
I'd be like,
What's-
slow down.
like,
What do you think about driving like this?
What's
It's
manslaughter?
terrible. I don't like it.
I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah.
What should be the
That's like when you
penalty?
just like
Manslaughter or
like kill
first
somebody or
degree?
just
That's
like
another debate.
If he
first
hits
degree.
somebody,
Like, what's the
he kills
difference?
somebody. It's vehicular manslaughter.
I don't know.
This guy has the ability to get away from multiple police vehicles and including helicopters.
Right.
So he hasn't been caught. Yesterday, he got away from a helicopter.
Where? In New York or California?
New York.
Wow. What kind of car is he renting?
Lamborghini.
I mean, in New York, it's okay, kind of easy because there's so many buildings. You know, you can get in the city and what? The helicopter's cooked. He's not gonna like go around you looking for you in the city. There's mad tall ass buildings.
Running the cops. I guess. we
How
could
does
offer
he
him his
have a
telephone
fucking
pole.
yours,
Turn
bro?
yourself in, brother. You're a
How?
reckless driver and you're gonna hurt innocent people.
I got folks taking pics, something like paparazzi. I'ma go and get the test. I don't really like the mods. Really getting to the check, but I ain't rocking no harass.
We're on our way to meet
Who's that
Sweet
Memphis
Benz.
shit?
Recently, he's been making the news for his high-speed stunts. While some people see his driving as exhilarating or exciting, there's a rising sentiment that this sort of behavior unnecessarily.
That's crazy.
endangers
Imagine like you let this
innocent
nigga borrow your car and then he out here posting a fucking IG reel with your shit like that. Yo, I would literally call the police on bro myself. Yo, I know where he's at.
and pedestrians. He sent us the address of a random parking garage and told us to pull up. This is what we encountered. Folks, we're on the way to talk to one of the most wanted drivers in New York.
With the M3?
This kid does stuff that makes my butthole pucker up. Pause. This guy is reckless. This guy is extreme. This guy drives at a very high speed. I do not drive like this. You shouldn't drive like this. And there's a reason why I'm not getting into their cars while they're driving.
I mean, you're looking kind of recklessly driving right now because you're driving and looking at the camera. I'm just saying, I don't make the rules here. I do not make the rules.
It's reckless. It's scary.
And you have one hand
Don't do this at home.
holding a drink.
Like a high-speed.
So you don't even have both hands on the wheel. I don't make the rules.
People that live on the edge. Humans, especially men, are always pushing the limits of danger. But one distinction I want to make is Evel Knievel only harms himself if he fails. The UFC fighters are both signing up. They're in mutual combat. But these guys, if something goes wrong, they harm innocent civilians. So I want to ask him about that, but then ask him about the
Yeah, I hope this shit still
outlaw,
works,
the
though. It
tested
actually don't
danger,
want free
peace
chicken
that
sandwich.
lives strongly within them, because I think that's interesting. This is not a product placement. I do not want a partnership with Celsius. I do not drink your drinks every single trip multiple times a day. I don't absolutely love your drink. Guys, if you want to hit me up, please do. I would love to talk to you. Otherwise, I'll probably hit up Prime, and you know how that goes. So we're pulling up to meet Squeeze Ben. I'm excited. I hope you are too. You know, high speed must be an issue around here if they have a Mustang NYPD car that's got some zip to it. RIP Mainstream Media. It's been a great run. Kudos to you for lasting as long as you have. But that's it. I mean, that's
Wait, RIP Mainstream what?
In honor of that, RIP Mainstream Media. Sweatshirts available. TommyGMcGee.com. Oh my god, dude. What the f is this, Batman, dude?
Yo, nigga got the ears. That ears go
How wanted would you say you
stupid. I mean, black with the orange?
Really?
It's hard.
That's insane.
Wait, what?
How would you say you are?
Probably a 10. Nobody's more wanted than me.
Really?
Yeah.
That's insane.
It started like about a year ago. I got my first Benz, and I always did like little driving videos, and I never really took it to nothing. And then my boy started saying like, you know, mad people are blowing up off this, and I was just like, you know, That's just how it started.
I'm curious.
Oh, I mean, yeah, he probably got money.
Lamborghini,
Yeah,
at
yeah.
one point a Mercedes-Benz. I'm sure you go through a lot of different cars. Are you going on tour and just driving people's cars all crazy? You guys getting your own cars? Like, tell me about that.
I had my own car for a bit, but then I changed it up because I did get chased a lot. So I just realized, like, you know, doing long-term rentals is just a way better route. And then obviously I don't tell these guys I'm speed best.
Did you ever get blown up by the tour people asking what the hell happened?
They do ask, and then like I kind of just like, you know, I'm just driving the car, you know what I mean?
You mix danger, but there's also other people at risk when you do that. Innocent civilians. So what do you think about the element of danger for that?
I've been doing this since like real shit since I was 9. I used to take my dad's car out and I used to just walk out. I've been doing this for so long now that I feel like I did have some professional at it. Like, you know, niggas know like that's how I drive. There's been incidents where I've gone out with people and they try keeping up with me and they've crashed.
How fast do you go?
I mean, there's been a video on live where I've gone one-handed 210 miles an hour.
Filming with one hand, driving with the other, 210 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That's insane. Did that scare you?
What the
Really,
fuck?
to build up a tolerance of just speed.
Do you feel like the police watch your Instagram?
Nigga say build up his tolerance of speed. Like, nigga, how? Bro, I can't even go 105 miles per hour without me. Like, nigga, you, that's
Let's
crazy,
in the car
bro.
and keep the conversation going.
210?
Okay. How many people normally out compared to like, am I in the high end of
Not the high end, but
That's okay. Does your mom worry about you?
of course. I call her, she don't even want to hear the things that I'm doing. She be getting scared because she know I be doing shit, like, you know what I mean?
Do you know any friends that have gotten really hurt or died doing this?
My boy, he was racing and he macked up and he hit his head and his head like split open a little bit. He needed stitches, but like other than that, nothing's ever happened.
Oh, so it's cool then, right?
In New York, how hard is it to evade capture or awareness of the police?
Super easy. A lot of people like they be doing crimes with their plates on. Like, I mean, if I go and run from a cops, I'm gonna make sure I either have altered plates or no plates at all.
New York City is home to one of the most advanced camera surveillance networks on the planet. An Amnesty International project identified that there are more than 25,000 public and private cameras at traffic intersections across the city. This camera technology can capture faces and other details from up to 400 feet away. This infrastructure isn't cheap either. This camera technology, combined with cell phone tracking tools, spyware, and facial recognition, racked up nearly $3 billion in expenditures from the NYPD from 2007 to 2019. When street racers run rampant in the city, it's easy for governments to make the argument to increase the surveillance in order to shut down this reckless and deadly behavior. However, this same technology can also be used to capture the profiles of millions of civilians on a daily basis, something that is currently happening in China and that many Americans are afraid of. As technology such as AI facial recognition and high-def cameras increase in quality, this is a challenge we are going to have to wrestle with to ensure the very tech that can help keep us safe also doesn't grow too powerful to infringe upon our freedoms.
It's impossible. It's gonna like have to cut our freedom or whatever you bro just said.
More than triple the speed limit, double the speed limit. This is a lot of tickets to it.
You did a video in Times Square recently, right?
Yeah.
I gotta send it back for all my insecurities. Maybe like some work.
You know, I actually gotta check this nigga out after this video. How's he really living this lifestyle? The back then thing he got caught the other day.
It takes one mistake to permanently change or destroy somebody's life.
I do understand that. It's just like, we were also like, there was a lot of people, 12 o'clock in the morning, you seen in the video, like I stopped, looked around, made sure there was nobody and started doing donuts. And then when I was running the red lights, I'm not gonna lie, I was low-key bugging. I low-key know how to run red lights. I've been chased by Mac cops to the point where I could blow the red lights doing 60, 70. No, I'm not gonna
60, 70, dude. What is your strategy in getting away from police?
Hopping on the highway. These cops, like, they're not really built for that. It's a lot of real rookie cops now. It's a bunch of rookie cops.
Yo, bro, imagine you're a cop watching this shit. And you telling me this nigga should have your job over you, bro. This nigga could catch anybody, bro. You're a rookie compared to this nigga, bro. That is just crazy, bro. You worked your whole life to be a cop, just to get dusted by some random.
They do so by altering or covering up their license plate so the car cannot be tracked by police or the traffic cameras. Cars with this modification have been nicknamed ghost cars. Last month, a joint task force was launched between New York Governors Kathy Hochul, New York Mayor Eric Adams, the NYPD, and the MTA to crack down on the issue of ghost cars. In their first day alone, they impounded 73 cars, issued 282 court summons, and made 8 arrests. And I noticed the same thing back home in Milwaukee. The guys running through the red lights, driving the stolen cars, and driving aggressively, most of them do not have license plates. What's the longest police chase you've been in?
30 minutes.
That's a pretty long chase. How many guys do you think were chasing you at one time?
I had to do like 3, 4, but the main thing was the helicopter. That was really hard to get away from. I'll get you away. Luckily it was late night, I was in the Porsche, and that shit does 210 miles an hour. So I just hopped on the highway, you know what I mean? The helicopter can only go so fast.
You go faster than the helicopter?
Yeah, they only like top out like 150, 140.
You crash into somebody.
Yo, this thing even knows the helicopter speed.
Yes. Obviously, I wouldn't want to be put into prison for life. If I kill somebody, that's somebody's life. Like, that's somebody's mother, brother, cousin, whatever the case is. If somebody crashed into my mom in her car and they killed her, I'd want them to go to jail. You know what I mean? Maybe not for life, but just enough to get it in their head, like, you know?
What makes taking these risks worth it for you?
They're not really risks to me, that's the thing. I don't really see them as risk. I see them as, like, you know, me just everyday driving.
You say you've been driving since
I mean, it's like I get him, like, in a way, like in a small, like really small way. Like I understand where he's coming from. It's like, you know, when you do something a lot, it's like a basketball player. Like, you know, when you practice so much your shots, like you're not gonna question an NBA player for what he does. You know what I'm saying? Because he's good at it. You're not gonna be like, oh, LeBron's not gonna drop 20 points for me tonight. Like, nigga, LeBron could drop 20 points whenever. You feel me? Or Curry. So you're not gonna question that, or like, if you 1v1 Curry, you're not gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm frying Curry, bro. But it's like, nigga, this is some reckless shit. But it means, like,
Do you think you're the most wanted?
guys, like, I don't know, bro. It's still reckless fuck.
Like, where's that A1 low-key died down? I feel like I've taken over that spot, so yeah.
I'm sure there are a lot of young men.
Wait, what did they say? I want to know what they said about the woman.
Yeah, that's really
Come on. Hey. No more. Ooh, that motherfucking made me.
Imagine me doing that.
At 100?
Yeah, that's really nothing.
How many police chases do you think you've been in?
Nigga said,
There's been so many times
that was a
like,
cakewalk,
the boys
man.
just get behind us and they start chasing. Or like, it's not really chases to us. You know, they back up.
Do you think you're the most wanted driver in New York?
Between me and Where's 981, like Where's 981 low-key died down, I feel like I've taken over that spot, so yeah.
I'm sure there are a lot of young men that watch your content. What do you think about kids that want to go try and replicate this, copy this?
From Squeeze Benz himself, do not come try this.
This is something that you could get paralyzed, you could die. I don't drive like this, you shouldn't. Some people in this game take lots of risks, and Squeeze is one of those guys, but highly advise never to do this. How
Squeeze bends, nigga. He's squeezing through any bends.
It's getting more sophisticated now to where, like, you know, take them probably 2-3 days to really find where you was at, you know what I mean?
How do you stash your vehicle so that the police don't trace you to your house?
I pay for a garage, I have other parking garages where I park my car.
So just like a drug dealer has trap houses, you have different...
I have trap houses, yeah.
Here we go, are you nervous at all?
I'm fucking nervous.
The boys are right here. Like...
Can I get a glove on this? They got the truck.
But how do you know he was about to get out of his vehicle and you weren't just about to smash him as he opened up his door?
I would have fucking nah, chill.
Why do you think this is something that young men gravitate towards?
He said sex for him.
Let's talk about brain development in young men. The male brain does not fully mature until about 25, so their prefrontal cortex that assesses risk is not fully developed yet, which helps to explain the risky behavior we see in this segment of the population. There's a name for this, young male syndrome. This sometimes short-sighted behavior is hypothesized to have provided an evolutionary advantage. A 2001 University of Liverpool study found that females prefer ones that do not. And if we go back thousands of years to being hunter-gatherers on the savannah, this preference makes sense, as a female would want the male that fends off the lion or stands to fight when another rival tribe approaches. Biologically, not much has changed in our brains then, but our technology has progressed much further, and it helps to explain why you see young men doing high-speed chases and drifting through Times Square. What's the craziest getaway story you have?
That'd be the one with the helicopter. I pulled up on the highway showing the charge. He was about to pull someone over, so I got behind him. I started playing with him, and I was recording. I got away, obviously. A week later, I started getting chased by 2-3 black Chargers. I'm looking up, and I see the helicopter above me, and I'm like, oh nah. It was only like the second ever helicopter chase, so my heart was bumping. I'm not knowing how hard these guys are gonna go for me right now. They're gonna set a roadblock up, something, you know what I mean? But thank God that wasn't the case.
Like a spike strip.
That's never happened to me. I don't need to give these niggas advice, but like, I don't know why don't use spike strips.
Is it hard for you not to be going fast right now?
Honestly, yeah. If New York
is that what?
Is it hard for you not to be going fast right now?
Honestly, yeah. If New York really wanted to step their game up, they should put a place where people can do this and have fun in a safe environment. If you give us a spot, we're gonna use it.
How long do you see yourself doing this for?
This is not gonna be a forever thing. Eventually, it's gonna turn into a brand.
How often do you drive reckless?
It's every day, but to a limit.
Let's talk about reckless
every
driving.
day, but to, yo, like from like 9 to 10, you know, that's like his most, like that's his like when he wakes up, you know, so he doesn't really be that reckless. But like from
2021, there were
10
6
to like the
million
rest
car
of the day,
crashes,
like, you know, that's when he goes crazy.
39,500 of them were fatal.
What's the point
A
of
survey
driving
by the
like
insurance company
slow?
Nationwide found that 47% of Gen Z reported driving faster than the speed limit, and 34% of them reported video chatting while driving.
Yo,
Actions
I
like this
always
help
wanted to
faster
know
than
like who like. So boomers like my grandma type shit. Gen Z is like, Gen X is like what? No. So boomers like my great grandma. And then Gen X is my grandma. Millennials is probably my dad. And Gen Z is me. I don't know.
The speed limit, and 34% of them reported video chatting while driving. Actions like this help contribute to car crashes being the leading cause of death for American teenagers. Another concerning fact is the amount of pedestrians killed by reckless driving. In 2022, there were 7,500 deaths in this manner. In New York, vehicular manslaughter is a felony that carries a steep sentence of up to 15 years.
We took 2 Polaroids, they're fresh off the press, still developing. We're gonna put them in 2 random people that buy merch in the next 48 hours. 2 people will get Squeeze Benz, Tommy G, Polaroid photos. RIP mainstream media, big dogs gotta eat. Hope to send this to you.
Oh, but like, bro got his face covered on that shit, right? Cause, bro, imagine you
interviews with Squeeze Benz, including one right
that
after
would
he
be crazy.
got finished with a helicopter chase.
You better be taking
Extended
every
cut
precaution.
interview with
Yeah, they got
Swim Team
skis and
This
everything.
is some good shit. Patreon.
Wait, what?
Interview with Squeeze Benz, including one right after he got finished with a helicopter chase. Extended cut interview with Swim Team and more. This is some good shit. Patreon.
Next day. Then we were rolling for a whole week. Yeah, but let me see bro's IG, like, that ass.
We find ourselves in another parking garage meeting with New York driver Where's 981 and his crew, the Swim Team. Swimming refers to the driving technique where they cut up, weaving in and out of traffic to get where they want to go. They've gained a lot of notoriety online, and I wanted to talk to them to learn more about them.
The faster you go and the more dangerous you drive,
Try to look for him, bro.
the more views you
Give me
get.
a second, guys.
Alright guys, we're pulling up to meet the swim team.
Like
You're one of the groups of the drivers. Why do you guys call yourself swim team?
This is how it started. Like, they call me Float. Used to be called Float Apostle. So like,
man, that video was May 19.
Teacher, I'll teach you how to float. And then it just turned into like, you know, we started cutting up and stuff. It was
I'm gonna look
only
at those videos real quick.
and they'll call me like Michael Phelps. So they're swimmers.
How fast do you go sometimes?
I'm hitting 150 every day. It's easy to hit 150, bro. Like, it's triple digits no matter what. Your 50, 60 miles an hour is my 100.
Have you had any near misses?
Yeah, of course. People come to me like, oh, how do I do this? How do I do that? I'm not going to try and teach you how to do it because of the simple fact that someone can get hurt. Thank you that I have not hurt anybody. It's like shooting a gun in an open field. Like, anybody can get hit with a straight bullet.
If you hit somebody and they get really injured or die, what should be the punishment you think?
I'm going to jail 1,000%.
Yeah, it's worth it. Why?
It's not worth it. That's the thing. I can't justify it, you know?
What's it like being in a high-speed chase?
Your first time, it feels crazy, bro. Like, you're like you're scared to go home some way, somehow. You make it home. You have a little bit of a tough night of sleep that first night. And then you make it to the second night, you make it to the next night, they never come. After that, you get numb to it, you know?
What are the laws in New York for chasing people? Because I know in Milwaukee,
it's like the first day, it's pretty, you know, like
it's
like when you go to the gym, bro. First day is like tough. It's like, god damn it, like, I might not come back, but you know, it's that drive that brings you back to the gym, you know? There's a fact to be better,
Speed,
to improve, to be somebody different tomorrow. Show the world who you really are.
I've seen cops where one of my boys, this dude is going off-road in New York, and the cops following him off the road. It just takes that one, you know, that one cop that's just ready to be like, alright, I'm coming for you, and it's over.
What does your mom think about this?
I bring my mom to work and going 150. She didn't get scared. In her eyes, she knows I'm a good driver. Like, she got mother's prayers, of course. She's gonna always pray for me, make sure everything works out every single time, but she's not too stressed.
An M3 ski.
I wouldn't say I created swim, so it started off as a joke between me and some, right? Floating, swimming, and then we're like, why does that sound kind of nice?
So I'm here with?
We're going for this. 250. Where's 981? Float.
And I'm Tommy G,
981.
allegedly.
They finally found 981.
Who out of this group is the high-speed specialist?
This nigga right here is like nasty on the track. This nigga right here, he's just nasty on the motor. He can slide, drift, go fast.
What's the fastest you guys have ever gone in a car before?
170?
170?
Yeah, 183. 192.
That's life or death speed. What makes it worth it for you to put yourself in that position where you could go to the afterlife if you're not careful?
That's like only like some like real like.
I'm not driving my car, but I just drive it to have fun, bro. If I die, I die. And I'm not living life like I want to die for me. I'm not trying to go outside and die, obviously. I never like hopped in a car and went that fast off rip. It's kind of like I got used to it, slowly, you know, building up like a tolerance to speed. Or if you're watching this and you're a driver, then you know what I mean when you feel the rear wheels through the seat of the car.
Yo, you know what's funny? Like when I was like going to LA, bro, my boy was driving like, I don't even remember, like probably like 100 miles per hour. It was like 100, but it was like kind of slow. But we were going like down a hill. But I felt like I was gonna die, bro. Like, I was dead ass praying for my life, but I just couldn't do it. Imagine like going 170 every day, bro.
A lot of senses from the seat, the steering wheel, the audio cues, how loud the engine is, if your tires are squealing. You have so many cues in it, and it's really up to you to take all that sensory input and be able to like drive properly. It's like we're not trying to do this shit forever. Like we genuinely want to hop on the track, just go crazy. It's just attractive right now. It's expensive and people are shutting the tracks down.
Do you guys know anyone that has crashed or died or gotten injured doing this?
Crashed for sure, but nobody that's really crashed. No one ever crashed today. If anybody were to seriously get hurt or crash or anything like that, I think it'll end it for everybody. I think we'd all stop.
There's a risk of hurting someone that's completely
And but why does it gotta get to that point, you know? Like,
pick up their kid from
if it gets to that point, it's like, fuck,
how
like,
does that factor in your driving? And
now he's dead. He can't come back to life. I guess he was our wake-up call.
I guess
What does that mean when you get left?
if I'm following 91 or I'm following float and they think it's cut I can't take, I'm not taking it. We swim for each other. We drive for each other. We don't drive for ourselves. I know exactly how each one of them drives and how I drive. So God forbid someone has to hard brake, the cars behind are already braking and looking for openings so we're not rear-ending each other.
Have you guys had any near misses?
Of course. But there was this one time where he took a cut. Right after he took the cut, it was either I fit the cut or I'm gone. It's funny saying this, but we're not criminals. We have real-life jobs. We have insurance on our cars. We pay for our cars. Like, people think, oh, it's daddy's money. Like, that should be pissing me off, bro, because I did work hard as for this shit, bro.
Do you guys' moms know?
Yo, but what a... Oh, they are black. They are. Fuck. I'm not trying to be racist. I'm not trying to be racist, but like, when I heard the daddy's money part, I was like, I don't know, like, how the fuck, like, I think it's like, I don't think that many people in New York, I don't know, I don't know, bro, I don't fucking know.
We have a brand swim team, right? We're not trying to cut a reckless 24/7, bro. Like, we got a 5M service coming up, a settle course service coming up, and honestly, like, we see
that boy is building shit. Niggas pay for their cars, they got insurance. That's crazy, that's funny as hell, that's like...
What do you say to the people that are like?
They are protecting the people to some degree.
Selfish, it's dangerous. People could die. What do you say to those type of folks?
Honestly, bro, you're right. I agree with them, bro. I don't even argue with them. I don't argue with them, bro. I don't argue with them either. People look at accidents and they see like us cutting up and like racing through traffic, doing a whole bunch of dumb stuff. They see it as not precise. Like they're thinking like we're just out there.
Freestyling shit.
We're not trying to crash. If anything, I would argue that. When we're on the road, we're actually paying attention to the road more than anyone else on the road. Or another thing is drinking and driving.
I mean, it kind of does make sense, his analogy or whatever he's saying.
Be under the influence ever behind the wheel, and I'm proud to say that.
Tell me what's going through your head in the police chase. How do you feel?
It's like the way they trying to justify like the fact that them trying to kill people is so funny because like, okay, we have insurance, we're never like drunk or high, like and we're always paying attention to the road. And we might be driving crazy and it's like unsafe. And if we hit somebody, we might kill them. But we're not high, drunk, or distracted. So we also gotta put things into perspective here, you know. It can't all just be negative. This has to be a positive everywhere.
Like,
and they got insurance.
Evade police in this type of situation.
I don't even have insurance. It's like, I do have insurance now.
There's people that might watch what you do and wonder how the police have not caught you yet. What is your answer?
I mean, truly, the way that we don't get caught is to stop being dickheads. New York has a no chase policy. I can say this because I've been, like, at least in swim, at least, I got into the most count chases, right? And I'm not saying it because I like that. I got the worst luck, bro. I really, honestly. Got the worst luck of it.
I wanted to know what the legal perspective was on what swim team, squeeze bends, and all these other New York drivers were doing. What were the legal
niggas is dead clowning the police officer. That's crazy.
And why
they call
them
rookies.
So brazen about continually doing this? I talked to my guy Nate, the lawyer, to figure out more about this. He's a lawyer that runs a YouTube channel and breaks things down regularly. This is what he had to say.
My name is Nate the Lawyer. I'm a former prosecutor and a former law school professor. And what you've just seen on screen is known as reckless driving. In the state of New York, you could serve up to a year in prison if you recklessly drive. Reckless driving in New York is simple. It's if you drive in a manner that, quote, unreasonably interferes with the free and proper use of the public highways or unreasonably endangers users of the public highway.
I think the thing with
every person violating this
up
provision shall be guilty of a misdemeanor.
is who's gonna give up first, a cop or me?
To a year
so if you really like stick through it, like, yo, bro, I'm not going to
during
get
the
caught.
act of reckless
I think you
driving,
can do it.
you could find yourself facing some serious charges.
Dangerous and disturbing exclusive video of young people driving their cars recklessly just before one of the cars crashed and killed 2 people.
Now, this driver was charged with manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide. He's facing up to 10 years in prison. If you are doing something that you know is inherently dangerous and could get someone killed or hurt, and then you do it anyway, that the law finds to be reckless and criminal in some cases. Driving a car 90 miles an hour in a 50-mile-an-hour zone is reckless. Someone could get hurt, someone could get killed, and if someone does, then you are
like on 170, but I don't think 50 is even.
There may be no fear of repercussions because of New York's bail reform laws. The misdemeanor of reckless driving, as you see on the screen, isn't eligible for bail. If someone commits this crime 10 times in the same day, they'll get bail every time because of New York's bail reform laws. Now, some of you may not believe how insane New York's bail reform laws are, but they are insane. Like this guy who was arrested 101 times for shoplifting and let go every time because of New York's bail reform laws. Or this guy who was arrested for 3 assaults in one day, even threw a brick through a store window. He was released every single time on bail reform. Or the story of these 4 people who chopped up 2 bodies, left body parts all around the state of New York, and then when the cops went to their home, they found blood, body parts, guts, everything in their home.
Nigga, what the fuck in the Jeffrey Dahmer this is?
He released them without bail. When you put everything together, I think these guys are doing it because they don't really have any fear that they're going to kill anybody. And if they get caught reckless driving, they'll get arrested and charged, but they'll probably be let out the same day on bail reform. Then we can go out and do it again. If you need legal advice, if you're looking to this YouTube video to help you in your case, you're looking at the wrong place. With that being said, I'm Nate the Lawyer and I'm out. Peace.
After hearing what Nate the Lawyer said, hearing that there's no consequences really for what these guys are doing, it makes sense why they're doing it. Back to the swim team.
How often do you guys get nervous doing this?
So when I started, I used to get super nervous, especially when I used to run. And the reason I started running is not because I don't like cops. It's simply because it got to a point where I couldn't afford the tickets anymore. Because I was getting singled out for no reason. The speed limit is 50, right? So I would be on the Bell Parkway and I'm going 70, 75. I'm doing the same speed everyone else is doing. However, when the state trooper sees everyone else and me, they single me out because I'm in a white Porsche. So then they think I can afford the ticket, but in the beginning I could, but then that shit started stacking up. And if you're gonna say, oh, then just don't speed, I wasn't speeding. I was just keeping up with the flow of traffic, right? And then I just started running one day because I just couldn't afford the tickets anymore. And then it just started from there. I'm super nervous.
So he got a valid reason. It makes sense. Tickets do pile up.
How many people were after you? 15 cars?
Yo, 15 cars and I couldn't get them. Oh, nah, y'all niggas is sorry. How is 15 though? Y'all can get 1 man. Y'all got a whole helicopter. How can y'all not get this man?
Bro, I ain't going front. This is crazy. I'm like 87. I'm like 87 years old. Because they reached out to me about my content and they still posted after I said no. I don't like that. But yeah, this man was article about us already.
So news reporters have reached out to you guys. They DM you, they email you. Okay, so Ali Bauman from CBS New York.
Yeah, she gave me advice. I was like, no, to me. I just never responded.
What made you say no to her and yes to me?
Honestly, bro, you're not a cop. Yeah, you're not a cop. You're not associated with the law. You don't have an ulterior motive. I genuinely feel like you're not going to try to paint that picture with. And we've seen your videos, we've seen the work you do, and the type of, honestly, you've interviewed people that do worse stuff than us. Yeah, so it's like, come on now. If you were keeping them safe, there's no reason why you wouldn't keep us safe, bro.
To me, it feels really fun to have no journalistic background to be beating them at their own game.
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, bro, when you're an authentic person, you go far in life.
I feel like people in our generation just don't trust the news. They've lied so many times that
yeah, bro, it's like what the fuck is like the news is going take it to jail. Like they don't got
TikTok.
Pull over, take the
don't
track,
matter
take
to
the
them?
whip. Range Rover Sport, I'm on the jockey doing tricks. Keep swimming, got the paddles in the ship.
Let's meet the swim team and let's hear their specialties.
Float, swim team. You already know.
What's your specialty?
My specialty is floating. All I do is float. That's my name. That's what I do. It's everything.
Do you feel like you have to look over your shoulder doing this kind of stuff?
I always look over my shoulder. I'm always not anyone. I would say I'm kind of camera shy, but like my specialty is like I do a little bit of everything. But when it comes to like the the corporate side of
I feel like this thing is Dominican for
brands and
some reason.
like I'm basically like the brains behind that whole.
Wait, so you're trying to turn this into a video game?
I mean, we already kind of did. It's a game, so it's called Assetto Corsa. So basically, we host servers, and you just gotta take the link, hop on the server, and if any one of us happens to play on the server, you get to drive with swim risk-free.
Whereas 981 and his team are well aware that a lot of his fans are young males that might try and replicate what they do, and knowing that that is incredibly dangerous, his team has done something so you can join them in the safety of your home. They built this online Assetto Corsa server so you can drive, swerve, drift, whatever you want. All you need is a computer, internet connection, and it's recommended you have a steering wheel. Details to join the server are in my description.
Yo, that's tough. You see, that's trying to change the community and like make it fun
They definitely know about us.
and keep people safe in a way.
If I am watching, I'm sorry. I don't hate NYPD. I just don't want the ticket.
What do you go by?
Brick 250 or Brick 50, either one is fine.
And what's your specialty?
Well, right now, I think the fans would probably say my specialty is probably police chases, cop chases, and stuff like that. But in my opinion, I think drifting though.
How many police chases do you think you've been in?
Honestly, bro, I lost count probably because I posted at least 30, I think. So I think I have.
You have at least 30 police chases on the internet right now.
Yeah.
Why
Bro.
is this work potentially going to
I'm
prison?
speechless, bro. It's like I don't understand. Like that doesn't even make sense. How like 30 cops chases man and they can't get
What's your
him.
specialty?
Like how?
I'm more of a low-key swimmer. I'm not really making videos and stuff, but if you know, you know.
Do you have any little brothers?
Oh yeah.
If they wanted to get into this, what would you tell them?
I'm a hypocrite, but I wouldn't recommend it. But
You don't recommend it.
No.
This is a question for the whole group. How often do you guys have to change vehicles?
I say if you do it right, you could probably go a year to 2 years where you have to swap the car if you're smart. But you could do some dumb shit in one night that makes you have to swap.
What do you go by?
My name's Billy.
And what's your specialty?
And that nigga got that hat. Oh yeah.
You know me as Lester.
That nigga's a crash
I guess
out.
I would say that's if you get in trouble, you can call me. I'll help you with your situation.
So what makes this worth doing?
It's not worth doing. I wouldn't recommend doing it if I were you, but I can't make your decisions for you. So if you are going to do this against our best wishes, I guess, just think about other people on the road and do whatever you can to bring it home.
It's so
without
funny, like
hurting
hearing these people telling you not to do something they're doing is like,
yourself, hurting anybody else, or damaging any property.
what do you mean,
Tell
bro?
me how
Like,
you think
is
about
it fun?
taking
Like,
on risks and
then you would not
I
enjoy this?
think if you're ever going to take on any risks or any danger, whether it's physical risks or financial risks, I think you should write down every single one of the variables that could be a factor in the risk that you're taking, and you should figure out what's the worst case scenario that could go wrong, any other kind of scenarios that could go wrong, and you want to figure out what the best case scenario is, and if that's worth the gamble for you, for the risks that are laid out on the table. But if those risks are worth the reward that you're going for, I think you should go for it. And if at any time you get too scared, the risks are too much for the reward, you don't want to risk it for the biscuit, then stop, because you're not built for it.
If you want an
Type
extraordinary
shit.
life, you
That
have
makes
to take
sense. Good
extraordinary
advice, bro.
measures and risks
This nigga
and
might
act.
actually be a philosopher. The way he speaks, like,
But
I actually,
your lane and
bro,
know
actually
when to
got
sit
hella
out, and this is
way to
something I'm sitting
persuade.
out for.
Also, the story
help
of
people out.
Icarus,
I don't know.
when you have black swings
I don't know
and you
why
fly
I
too close to the sun, never feel like you got it on lock 24/7.
The story of Icarus comes from Greek mythology, and it recounts the tale of Daedalus and his son Icarus, who were imprisoned on the island of Crete by King Minos. To escape, Daedalus fashioned wings made of feathers and wax for him and Icarus. Warned by his father not to fly too close to the
I
sun,
got a
Icarus
bug on my
disregarded
face,
this
bro.
advice. As he soared higher and higher, the wax melted, causing his wings to fail, and he plummeted into the